any percent beat Revenge of the King category. It's not the true any percent, but it's a more fun category in my opinion. So I'm just gonna start. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So, as usual, we have to start with Spring Breeze. So we just have to quickly go through here. Spring Breeze is kind of a tutorial game mode in this game. And it's supposed to teach you how the game works and everything. So we're going to start off with the beam ability. And we're going to use a fun little strat here where we drop it so we can quickly deal a bunch of damage to Poppy Bro Senior over here. So there's actually a different strat here that's been found recently where we do a jet mix, but I've tried learning it before starting, but I haven't really been able to grasp the mix properly, so I would rather not do it. And I'm just gonna rely on muscle memory instead. That was the first of many Wispy Woods. We like killing trees. Don't call Greenpeace, please. So in Float Island, we're gonna quickly switch over to Fighter. The only reason we really switch over is to go through these blocks and to prevent this from happening right here. Whenever you fall a bit too far, you get a bounce, and by using certain actions, we can prevent that from happening. Then we're gonna switch over to Fire, because Fire has this really cool attack here that makes us go fast. And then we're gonna use a helper. Now what helpers are CPU-controlled allies that just walk around and do stuff. They're generally used to solve puzzles. And I used it here to save Fire, so I can use Crash here to just quickly kill these bosses. And then we're gonna get back to Fire. Oh, I jumped too early. So another thing that you can do, the thing about these burning attacks that I'm doing is that I have to actually like do a jump input right before pressing the B button. It's pretty annoying. See, no, that's not a quick kill. So another move which you can do with Fire is this one. It's called Inferno. You are completely stationary and you're still able to get hurt, but it deals a shit ton of damage, so that's pretty nice. Oh, I shouldn't say swear words. Whoops. So we're gonna use that again here. This quick kill is pretty easy. There we go. Hard fight. Rule is dancing like a man possessed. So this is DDD. DDD will jump occasionally on RNG like that and mess up my attacks. He's annoying like that. I had to improvise a little bit. So at the end of almost every game mode, there is a unskippable cutscene, but it's still skippable by soft resetting the game. So we don't have to watch it. Cutscenes are for nerds. So the next game mode is Dynablade. Now, at the start of Dynablade, we will be doing a trick called mixing. It's in just about every Kirby game except my least favorite one. And yes, what I'm basically gonna do is I'm gonna suck up to enemies and get any ability I want. And I messed up. So how mixing works is you suck up to enemies and then you get on a reel of abilities. And dang it. And the reel itself is completely fixed. Oh my god. But the position on the reel is determined by the two enemies you suck up. And I was trying to get Jet, and I finally got it. That only took forever. So this is Jet. Since this is any percent beat Revenge the King, we're going to be seeing this ability a lot. It is by far the fastest and the most versatile ability in this game. No, it's not double fire. Go away. Heck, double fire. So we'll be seeing this a lot, as you can see. So, got an invincibility candy there. At the end of every level in Dynablade, there's this cannon minigame. I basically just mash A and it works. So, if I would be doing 100%, I would have to press a button right here. But I'm doing an any percent category, so I'm just gonna skip it, which is nice. And then we're gonna go straight into an auto-scroller. Yay! So a few things about Jet as well is you can charge your Jet, and then you can buy shielding by holding the R or L button. Holy shit, I can't talk today. You can store your charge and use it later, like this, which is pretty useful in certain cases. This movement is a little tight. I hope I can get it. Nice. The fact that I landed there on the end is fine. I already had the bomb block perfectly, so... This is bonkers. It's giving me a star so I can grab that to quickly kill him, which is nice of him. And then we're done with Mallow Castle. Next up is Cacao Cave. Now, Cacao Cave is probably one of the more annoying levels in Dynablade. It's slightly technical, and I already messed up a bunch of the movement there. That was really sloppy. Because there's like a lot of enemies here, and it's pretty tight when it comes to the amount of space you have. Okay, we got lucky on that guy on the left. There's an RNG pattern where I can basically not avoid get hit. Not avoid to get hit. Oh my god, I really can't speak English today. I thought I slept. Oh, nice, we got through those blocks. So, about breakable blocks in this game, when you like air dash through them like this, you can actually sometimes just randomly bonk off of them, even though they're supposed to be breakable. I don't know why, it's really annoying, and it kind of gets on my nerves every time it happens. Basically. That was a good Bugsy fight. So next up we get another level, which the name I always forget. There you saw me use a jet jump. With a full charge, if I press A while in the air, you can, with a full you jump up high like that. I don't use it very often, only really to avoid a lot of enemies and a lot of difficult air dashes, which usually aren't even faster than doing a full charge. So another thing is I grabbed an invincibility candy. Now what an invincibility candy does is it grants invincibility. Oh my god. And it speeds you up a little bit by like 1.5 horizontal speed, something like that. It's the last time I've heard. Okay, I'm gonna attempt another small mix here because on the mix reel, for some reason, one off. You can actually mix invincibility candies. which is pretty useful if you can get it. It makes this part a lot faster because you'll just walk through these bosses, quite literally. Well, they are. Oh my god, I messed up. Okay, another thing that can happen is whenever you, in most Kirby games, whenever you get hit once, you will instantly lose your ability. However, in this Kirby game, whenever you get hit, it's completely RNG if you lose your ability, yes or no. So sometimes if you accidentally get hit, you can get, yeah, you can get really hacked up. So next up we have one of the hardest boss fights in the game. Pay close attention to what I'm doing, it might go a little bit over your head. Okay, here we go. And we got it! It's actually the easiest boss game in the boss fight in the game. You basically just do a full charge jet and you grab the star to just insta-kill him. And at the end we just soft reset. To skip the cutscene again. Yay! I didn't even notice that. Ooh. I did not notice that. Next up we have Gourmet Race, which is whatever. I say gourmet. I don't give a heck. In Gourmet Race, for some reason, the physics work slightly differently. When you're running, for some reason you have the speed of an invincibility candy, but the moment you jump, you will lose all of that speed. You will just go back to normal speed, and I don't understand how that works. It just works that way. Also, level 2 music is objectively better than level 1. Oh dang. That jump I fail quite often. I'm really bad at that specific jump. It's honestly really easy, but I've just mistime it because I'm a nerd. So in the third level, we will finally be getting an ability again. Now, we won't be using Jet. We'll actually be using Wing. If I can actually jump into Wing, that would be nice. The thing is, why we use Wing is because of this. That's a little trick I like to call dive cancelling. What you do is you initiate a dive, and whenever you initiate a dive, Kirby goes up a little bit before going down. Like that. Oh my god. And by quickly pressing A, you can interrupt that going down, so you will only go up. The way I do it is I just mashed both buttons at the same time. It's quite easy. But today they're not really having anything. 41 high. I guess that's okay. So Gourmet Race is the only game that we're going to be playing that does not have a cutscene at the end. So we're going to go straight into Great Cave Offensive. Now, one of the reasons I love this category so much is that I don't have to collect all the treasures. I can just see this treasure over here. I can ignore it. Yeah, I should not have done that. Oops. Though, another thing that I do have to pay attention to is that my muscle memory is attuned to 100%, so I might accidentally grab treasures along the way. But it doesn't matter, I don't have to. It doesn't even matter if I get them, yes or no. It's not a specific percentage that I'm trying to hit. Also, I can destroy that block. I love doing it. Usually you want to avoid that in 100%, but in any percent you can just do it, and it feels nice. Also, hardest mid boss fights ever. And we're done. So we're using Wing for a little bit, mostly because it's the only real ability we can get quickly. And it works pretty nice. So you can see it's decently fast. And of course, here we have an easy jet to grab. And we're gonna go into Fatty Will. Now Fatty Will has 2 patterns, and he gave me the good pattern. And I'm messing up strats though. You can actually kill him before he even leaves the screen, but I kinda messed that up. So here we have a minecart section. Now the game expects you to use the minecarts, but minecarts are slow. So we're just gonna be using jet. Ah, damn. That would have been a really good minecart section if I didn't mess that up. A lot about the jet movement is about knowing how far you need to go and spacing out properly. And that can sometimes go wrong. So here I need to go down a little bit. And go like that. So here we have a nice little boss fight that is pretty cool if you ask me, because it's an RPG boss fight. Yay! Which means there's RNG in it. And I already got bad RNG. So these bosses will either attack first or let you attack first. The bad RNG is always that they attack first, because I can only attack them when they're on the ground like this. And I can one-cycle every single one of them quite easily. So if I get bad RNG, I lose about 5 seconds. And then we get a bunch of stats. This is also one of the reasons why I'm playing in Japanese, by the way. The Japanese text speed, for some reason, is a lot faster than the English text speed. Even though sometimes the Japanese will use more characters than English. So that's kind of weird. In the end, it saves about 2 minutes in the entirety of this run. Also, we can skip tower. Oh, that feels so good every time I do that. Tower is probably one of my least favorite areas in the entire game to have to go through. Even though it has the coolest strats in really Great Cave Offensive. Go. And then Kinnin11 Garden, we're just gonna go straight to the end. No treasures needed. Okay. Thank you. Okay, there we go. That was kind of annoying. You might have noticed that I was shielding every time I went down. That saves a few frames every time I do that. Here we have the final boss of GCO, which is quite recognizable. We're just gonna quickly kill him with jet. There we go. I know exactly what he's gonna do and where he's gonna do it, so I can just easily charge up jets and kill him that way. Again, minecarts are slow when you have a jet strapped to your back. And we're almost done with the Great Cave Offensive already. It's not a very long section if you don't have to collect all the treasure. The difference is about 15 minutes at least. Probably a bit more. So, and again, we're soft resetting at the end to skip the cutscene. And we're gonna go over to the next game mode, which is Revenge of Meta Knight. Now this game mode has like a very story-driven part, so we're gonna have a lot of these things, text boxes. So we're gonna have to mesh through them. Well, not really mesh through them, but mesh at the end every time. I just like to keep meshing. So, and of course, because this is any percent, we're just gonna go to the left here and grab jet. That's an easy mix to get. It's like a 2-tick. Now the story of Revenge of Meta Knight is that Meta Knight wants to end the lazy lifestyle of Dreamland, so he has this giant airship that he's going to try and make that happen. I'm not sure how. a giant airship will help you do that. I'll just take it at face value. So this boss fight, actually don't have to kill Heavy Lobster. It's actually slightly slower because when you kill him, it creates a few lag frames. So I'm saving frames by not killing him. And we get blown off the halberd, which is the airship. And now they're gonna try testing out their giant airship. I'm still not sure how they're gonna change the lifestyle. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Okay. I just lost a minute. Thank you, RNG. How do I fix this? This is a really awkward place to lose my ability to... I have to improvise a little bit here. I usually don't lose my ability there because I don't get hit by that one bird on there. That's kind of sad. So one thing this game mode is known for is these things. Auto-scrollers! Yay! So just enjoy the beautiful tunes. I'm always excited about auto-scrollers, you know it. They're a speedrunner's best friend, am I right? Should probably not play around as much because I'm not completely familiar how to do this with wing. Yeah, I'm losing time. Whoops. I'm actually gonna keep wing for a little bit because I just don't have any other options. There we're fighting it with Speedwits again. And we finished him. The fun thing is actually that with wing, this specific Twin Woods fight is actually slightly faster than with Jet if you get good RNG, but I got bad RNG. Because you can hit both trees for a lot more damage in one go. So yeah, we're gonna try and get back on the halberd, but the cannons of the halberd shoot us down, so we have to try and get there again. Stop holding directions, Kinnin. Thank you. I guess one of the things that makes wing here not too bad is that I can do this. I actually at one point started thinking about switching to wing at the Twin Woods fights, but I found out it wasn't faster than Jet. Oh my god, game Y. Also another fun thing is that this will go a little faster as well than with Jet. I like to call that the elevator. A lot of people casually like go all the way around and everything, but once you start speedrunning and find that out, it's pretty stupid. So here we're going to switch to fire, and the only reason we're switching to fire is because we have to light this fuse over here. No, that's too hard to do actually. Wait, that's a 2. I'm currently thinking... No, we're not going to go for a backup mix. So now we are taken aboard the halberd thanks to Dynablade. Whoops. Yeah. So you might notice that I'm not very good at the movement here. Fuck it, we're going for... I might actually have to go for the backup mix at this rate. Yep, okay, we're going for the backup mix. Too late. I'm being an idiot as well. And I died. Right. This is going well. That's one off. There we go. Phew. That mix is really annoying to get because I'm not completely sure where it starts by heart. Actually, I do know exactly where it starts, but I don't know the timing. So anyways, now we have Jet again, which is nice. So here we can actually do a few actions before the text boxes start, which is pretty funny. Dang, I'm getting hacked in chat. So that was the Meta Knights fight. And now they're gonna hatch a plan to try and destroy me. I went to the right there a little bit to summon this elevator earlier, but I was a little too quick with my movement. Just happy to have Jet again. Happy to go fast. I'm gonna have a little mid-boss fight here. And they're usually very annoying, but I got some decent RNG there. Until you did that. Okay, here we go. If you could up the audio a little bit, that would be nice. So this is main cannon number 2. That was main cannon number 2. Yeah. Actually really like that strat. It's pretty easy to mess up if you're not very smart, like me. I actually messed that up in practice. My chatting is going to hack. Okay, there we go. So now that we've destroyed the main cannon, main cannon number 2, we're starting to destroy the halberd, and we're just gonna move through and destroy more. Decent RNG on that guy. It's actually not specifically faster to go for the star if he does go for a full charged star grab. Also, for some reason, killing him destroys the entire right wing. Or left wing, rather. So, that's the thing. So now we're gonna go up here. A little thing that I haven't mentioned that you can do with Jet is what I like to call... Actually, you can do it with just about any ability, is what I like to call ledge tricking, is this. So I'm basically just running off the edge, and for some reason that puts you in a, for a very short amount of time, puts you in a state that you jumped running into the air. And that works pretty nicely. It saves about like 0.3 seconds every time I do that over jumping and then going through it. Also, here's another auto-scroller. This time we're being chased by Heavy Lobster again. We'll be having to fight him this time. So I'm gonna try and manipulate him a little bit. I'm not sure if it actually manipulates him, but I got bad RNG anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Thank you. I never get good RNG on this guy in marathons. Seriously. That was Heavy Lobster. Now we've destroyed the right wing of the halberd, so it's starting to sink heavily. But it's still not down completely. So we're gonna go to the underside, which is, it's cold, it's high, and it's scary! That was what the guys were saying, by the way. It's my favorite text box in the game, and I'm kind of sad that it has to be in Japanese. So I have a little button puzzle. Probably. So we have to go all the way to the right and back up just to be able to go all the way down here. We can't actually use the jet cracker to destroy that. It is completely impossible except with Crash, I think, but it's not really worth getting Crash. So this is, we've had normal autoscrollers, so now we have, of course, an autoscroller boss. So what I have to do is I have to redirect that laser to the diamond-shaped thing, and that way destroy the reactor. There are several ways I can speed up the cycles. I can do that by destroying the laser thing, or by destroying these fire things, but the things with the fire blocks is, with Jet, I cannot quickly enough destroy them to make the cycle faster. So now that we finally destroyed the reactor, we're gonna go into another autoscroller. Yay! Autoscrollers, woo! And yeah, just relax a little. It's hard to properly time them when I'm playing off of USB audio. Okay. So now the Meta Knights will form their last stand against Kirby before they go evacuate the ship. Wasn't that good of a fight, but I'll take it. So now we get to fight against Meta Knight. Now what Meta Knight wants to do is wants us to grab that sword over there, but I mean, who would bring a sword to a jet fight? Seriously. There we go. So that was Meta Knight. And of course, to finish this game mode off, we have to have practically another autoscroller. I have to press the A button 3 times, and then we're done. So that's 1, and of course I mistime it. That's 2. Wouldn't be a marathon without messing one of these 3 up. 1, 2, jump. What? Okay, that's never happened before. I've never jumped into him like that. That's new. So that's Revenge of Meta Knight. It's a pretty easy game out, even though I messed up just about everything. Next up, we're going to go to Milky Way Wishes. Now, in 100% in Milky Way Wishes, we have to collect 19 different deluxe copy abilities. And what those do is, on the bottom screen, you can see these squares where we will have deluxe copy abilities. This basically means that there will always be, you always have the ability you want. So, for instance, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna grab Jet because we love Jet. So now we can always have Jet whenever we want to, which kind of makes this game mode easy. And because this is any percent, we will only be getting 2 copy abilities. We don't need more to beat the game. Yep. Fight against Krakow. There we go. That was a pretty good fight. So the story of Milky Way wishes is that the sun and moon, for some reason, have started fighting. And we, of course, don't want that to happen, so we're gonna try and stop them. And by doing that, there's this guy called Marx who said, like, hey, we should collect the power of the stars and summon the galactic nova, who will grant our wish to make them stop fighting. So we're gonna do that now. Cavies is a little bit of a mid-boss rush. Oh. Again, just skipping abilities left and right. And this is the second ability we'll be getting. It's called Hammer. And the reason why we grab Hammer is because it's simply the strongest ability when it comes to damage. You will see why. It just one-shots this mid-boss, and we're done. So now we basically just have Hammer for all the bosses and Jet for all the movement. Which makes any percent a pretty fun category to do. Ah, dang. There we go. So here with Wham Bam again. There's actually... there was a 2-cycle I could have gotten, and I messed up both parts anyway, so it doesn't even matter. That was actually really slow. You can still get a 3-cycle if you don't mess up too much, but... A thing you might notice, by the way, whenever I grab these stars, is that I do a certain action, and that skips the bouncing thing again. It saves half a second every time I do that, which is nice. So now we're gonna go over to Makai, which has some premium jet movement, if you ask me. So with the invincibility candy, we're just gonna go down here. Makes life easy. There we go. I'm actually messing up a few of my air dashes, which is bad. Why am I not switching to Hammer? We don't actually have to destroy that Bonkers to kill him, so that's fine. And then we get the fight against Heavy Lobster again. Stop. Dang. That hammer throw move is a move you can actually, like, you can do it everywhere, but it's only really feasible in Milky Way Wishes, because you can always get your ability back, which is nice. So here in, at the start of Hot Beat, I'll actually try another candy mix. And we got it first try. Nice! It actually doesn't save that much time in any percent, but it's pretty cool to get it. Because here's another candy. So we're just gonna have this song play throughout Hot Beat, making it a lot easier than it should be. La 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 la. So Hot Beat is actually pretty hard to go through fast because of all the lava, but in any percent we can just skip most of it. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna fight against Camellia Arm. We haven't seen him before this time. I do a pretty fancy animation cancel. Oh wow, I got actually the second part of the hit. That doesn't happen very often. By getting damaged every time, you reset the animation and it saves a little bit of time every time. So of course, because this is a 2D platformer, we have to have the obligatory water level. Even in any percent, we cannot escape it. So fast. Luckily, parts of this section are above water, so it's not too slow. Okay, good. I almost gave into muscle memory right there. Yeah, I can see that. You can go ahead and do a donation. Oh my god.
We got a $8.25 donation by Jesper saying $2.25 hype. Also, Kirby, don't hug, need some help, so I guess I'll put it towards that, the Undertale donation incentive.
Thank you very much, Jesper. So again, just jet movements, not very special here. There's actually another deluxe copy ability you can get there. Hey, there's one as well. But we can just skip it all. Maze is pretty easy. So I got bad RNG on Fatty Will again, and I completely forgot that I had to switch the hammer. That happens from time to time. And you just kill him like that by throwing a bunch of hammers into his face. He likes it, don't worry about it. Don't call PETA. Or like that wheel hunt thing. I don't know what's it called again. Shepherd, I think. So this is Floria. Now Floria has a pretty cool gimmick in that by going into these doors, you switch the season every time. I was a little confused there because in 100% it means that you open specific doors to different deluxe copy abilities, but again, we're doing any percent here, so we could just skip doing them. And just go straight to Twinwoods. There we go. Oops. So now we're gonna go to Half Moon. Now Half Moon at the start is kind of an annoying level. It requires a little bit of focus, so I'll quiet up a bit. Ah. I messed up spacing there. Not by a lot, but just enough. Okay, there we go. So here we're gonna finally go into a minecart. Yay! Because minecarts actually are pretty fast when they go downhill, but uphill they're slow, so you can just get ahead of them quite easily. We're gonna have another double mid-boss fight coming up, so we'll be throwing hammers at them, because when you throw a hammer, it'll go through both, which makes that really fast. Okay, so now we're gonna have another nice boss fight against Computer Virus. Now, this time the bosses are different, and they have more health and different attacks, and I can actually attempt to try, hopefully, a one cycle on this guy. Ah! Almost got it, that was really close. Sometimes your spin won't deal enough damage. I got that, so that's kind of bad. But by doing that strat, you can technically one cycle the Evil Knight. And great, we got bad RNG on the dragon. He shielded himself. What a nerd. Now we wait through some text. So now that we have finally collected all the star power of the planets, we can go and ask Galactic Nova to make the sun and the moon stop fighting. Yes, of course. But for some reason, Marx, the person who told us to do it, like steps in and says, "I want to rule over Popstar." So Galactic Nova gives him a bunch of power, and then goes crashing into Popstar, which is not very good. So we're gonna try and stop Galactic Nova from doing that by use of this fancy flying thing that shoots beams. I'm currently just holding down the A button, but you can actually like shoot a lot faster by mashing. But this is an auto-scroller, so just holding it is fine. The only real thing I need to focus on is not getting hit by the sides, because that also deals damage. Like that. Okay. So now we're going to fight against this. The heart. So the way you do it, you have to destroy these things. However, we're going to do that in a specific pattern. We're going to keep these two up. Kill this one, because after you killed, I think 5, the screen scrolls back to the left. So it's quicker to make it scroll backwards into 2 ones you don't have to. 2 you have to, like, destroy. So now that we're done with Nova, we're going to kill Marx because he's not very nice. Now Marx is slightly RNG. If I get bad RNG, I'm gonna lose 10 seconds on him, which is pretty annoying. So come on, Marx, be nice. Nope, that's not a nice Marx. At least got 1 hit off. So you can completely skip this phase if he goes in a proper position, but he didn't. Can at least get a swag kill though. And that was Milky Way Wishes. So now we're going to go to the final game mode of this category, which is Revenge of the King. Ooh. Now Revenge of the King is basically Spring Breeze on steroids. There are a lot more enemies to go through, and it's a lot harder. There we go. Yeah, if only I had my ESA hoodie. Oh my god. So we're going to start off with Cutter. It's the only real ability that we can use that goes slightly fast. There is actually a mix right here for Jet, but it's a 15-tick mix, and it's very annoying to time, because unlike, for instance, the Amazing Mirror, the reel never slows down until it reaches the end. So you have to pay attention to it. Oh my god. So here we fight against Fan Fan. Fan Fan is kind of annoying to deal with, because whenever he touches you, this happens, and it loses a bunch of time. So now we're done with Cutter. We're gonna switch over to a different ability soon. And we're gonna switch over to this guy who kind of wrecked us there. It's annoying, but it happens. So the only real reason we're switching to Ninja is because it's a lot better than Cutter against this boss right here. It's called Revenge of Wispy. His attacks are slightly more devious, but we can just kill him like that quickly. Oh, we got a 1-frame trick! Getting that star and then going down like that is actually a 1-frame trick. I tend to go for it for fun, but it's a swag strat, definitely. It actually doesn't really lose you much time if you try it, so... Unless you just fail horribly. fast enough. Nice. We skipped having to kill that guy. That's actually a lot harder than it looks. So now we're done with Ninja as well, and we're gonna... No, I miss a certain ability. Not Beam. I don't miss Beam. Heck. I don't miss Ouch either. I don't want to get hit. Thank you. Let's mess up the easiest mix of the game a bunch. That sounds like fun. There we go. Oh my god. Jet Y. So here we just like jet through again because jet is nice. So here we are trying to keep our height proper so we can hit through those guys without... Because whenever you hit them, they go up, so you're trying to... Please. Please. Wow. I'm getting hecked everywhere. I actually do have a highlight of me failing the easiest mix in the game 6 times in a row, which caused me to like make some really weird noises. So this fight is decently easy, and I messed up that part already. That's great. So we just grab these boxes, and I'm missing the timing. But if you time correctly, you can actually just kill him with one box grab. Couch mic when I don't know. They came in late, so they don't get mics. In the end, I'm honestly not sure if you even want to hear couch mic sometimes. I have said some very horrible things while on the couch. Very, very horrible things that should never be repeated, ever. Oh my... Can I not mess up? Thank you. I was doing so well in practice. Okay. Yeah, it takes a little while when you get hit before you can finally go up like that. Wow! That is not pulling a Kinnin. Oh my god. Please. I think people might notice if they have played KDL1 is that the level design of certain areas are exactly the same as KDL1, like this area. It's an homage. This is Krako's Revenge. He's kind of annoying. She's actually rather annoying. Oh my god. Okay, that's new. He was supposed to be... she was supposed to be dead already. And now I'm getting hacked. Great. Story of my life. I'm probably gonna go overestimate at this point. Yeah, I'm going overestimate by like 2 minutes. Great. Thought I was good enough, but I wasn't. So this is Kabula. The way you defeat her is just like mashing the A button and sitting in her face. Like that. Actually, if you're like really close and hit, and on the right spot, you can get double hits, which will deplete the health a lot quicker. So now finally we are going to have the revenge of DDD. We're finally gonna apparently get killed by DDD, but he's kind of nervous about it. There we go. So the way he's trying to kill us is by sending in some mid-bosses. Wow. Okay, that is RNG I've never seen him do before. That's fun. Holy heck. Square. So this section is just jet through, get to the end. So this Fan is hypercharged. It's a lot faster than other Fan, so you just have to pay a little bit more attention and be a little bit safer. I got meh RNG there. Can deal with it. So here we're gonna fight against Twin Fire Lion. They're very annoying to deal with if they give you bad RNG. That was mediocre RNG, I'll take it. So now DDD has finally ran out of minions to throw at us. Well, except for these ones. Or at least mid-bosses. So instead he's going to throw at us the biggest boss of the entire game. He is such a baller. It is Bandana D. And that was Bandana D. Now we're finally gonna fight against DDD. And the thing is, what nice is about DDD is that he gives us a hammer, which is pretty strong. Anyways, get ready on time. Time is on final hit. And I get horrible RNG, of course, why not? You can actually kill him before, kill him before he does this attack with certain RNG. Wow, I got hit. Okay, that's great. And time. Yeah. Didn't get the audio glitch, but that's fine. Whee. So yeah, that was Kirby Superstar Ultra any percent beat Revenge of the King. And we got a nice little cutscene at the end.